Welcome to the podcast for the sisters and bros. It will make you laugh from your head to your toes. Talking about their lives, from the highs to the lows. And the name of the title goes, The Sloppy Joes.
Welcome everyone to the Sloppy Joes Podcast. Joe here with a lovely new winter's coat in the middle of July. What's going on?
It's cold outside.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's cold. I'd say it's raining. Therefore, that would just soak everything up.
You've got a long sleeve t-shirt on.
Yes.
What?
But I've also... No, but this is just the T-shirt.
Right, what else have you got on then?
I've got a waterproof in my bag.
Right, so you're backing yourself into a corner here then?
I am
You've
not.
got loads
I've
of
got a
clothes
waterproof
on
just
you.
in case we rain.
Yeah, well this is 100% wool, which is notorious for its wicking properties. Why don't you just ask Sir Edmund Hillary about it? Or have you never heard of him?
Never heard of it. What,
Right.
he discovered wool?
No, he went to the top of Mount Everest. And wool is great because even if it gets wet,
I bet
you don't
love
die of
people like that, don't you?
hypothermia.
I bet if I went to your TikTok or algorithms, it's all about people who've been to the top of Everest or, I don't know, swam the channel, who take cold baths and eat their own semen.
Right. Some of that is true. Some of it is not. I won't say which.
Ethan James, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Hello, everyone. I've never ate semen.
Oh, good for you.
Have you had a Fisherman's Friend ever?
I can't believe Fisherman's Friend exists.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's like so every other mint on the market. You start. Let's go from sort of Tic Tacs to Polo. You've
Love
got they're comfortable. They're nice. They're just sweeties. Then
The Tic Tacs, yeah.
you're creeping up. Then you've got what I believe should be the maximum level of mintiness, and that is the Trebor Extra Strong Mint.
Is that what Jamie Hutchison brought in?
Yeah, we've capped out there. They're
Yeah.
minty enough. And then you've got all of these in this one thing here. Do you remember those graphs of like Messi's goals and assists? You had all the best players in Europe here. And then in the graph here
Yeah.
would be Messi with his goals
On a
and assists.
different
That
page.
is Fisherman's Friend.
Yes.
It is 50 times stronger.
Crazy.
More into. It's like eating a fight.
It's-
What's going on with
It's
them?
mad. It's mad. And also, you think to yourself, do the Fisherman boys like it?
I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it, where you sort of putting the cart before the horse. They couldn't be marketing it more precisely than they are.
You won't ride a horse on a boat.
No, that's true, yeah, because what would it do? It'd eat
You
all
got
the
to
fish.
imagine if the fisherman friend
Yeah.
decided to like sort of branch out into the shower gel range, and they went head to head with that other minty one. That really gets your balls going, doesn't
Can you imagine? Yeah, natural original source mint.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being in a shower covered in original source mint shampoo,
Even can't imagine being in a shower.
eating a Fisherman's Friend at the same time? I think you'd explode like a sun. Do you know when you just see it like the Death Star just hit it with the ray, it just goes, and then you'd explode like that. And you go,
Wow.
and then just turn into a single Fisherman's Friend. And that's what a Fisherman's Friend is. A bag full of that. People that have accidentally had original
Sad
sauce
deaths.
and a Fisherman's Friend at once, collapsed in on under their own weight, and then they just bag them up and sell them as Fisherman's Friend.
Have you had a Fisherman's Friend, Ethan?
I know we've just had an explanation on it, but I didn't really follow.
It's a mint, basically, but it's a very intense, spicy in a way.
It's spicy.
Mint.
It hurts. It's also one of the few mints on the market that instead of going down the well-trodden mint is either white or light blue.
Yes.
We've accepted that as a society. The Fisherman's Friend is brown,
Oh.
which is also very weird, and yet it is like a sort of minty menthol. Basically, like I said, it's a fight in a cup.
It really is.
Oh, but it's lovely to clear your nostrils, especially after you've drank some orange juice, isn't it?
So you've had one then, have you?
Oh no, but a mint is lovely, and I could imagine just a little bit of a stronger one and the effects that would have at clearing my nose. There's nothing better at clearing your nose than an orange juice, is there?
An orange
Are
juice.
you
Sorry,
all right? What are you
we're not
talking
talking about
about?
orange juice.
Where's orange
Did you
juice
mean
come
say
from?
mint?
No, orange juice.
Yeah, but why?
But because
Why?
if you combine the two, there's
If you
no...
combine the two.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
But
that
then-
tastes awful.
Oh no.
I think you'd
Oh,
really like
yes.
Fisherman's Friend because
Oh, hold on.
Ethan really likes
Oh,
extreme
yeah.
flavours.
What do you mean?
He likes, do you know, like sour beers and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I'm a bit I've got a more of a mature head with that kind of thing than I usually do with everything else.
When's the last time you got some mature head? It was Why Not Festival 2016, wasn't it?
Why not?
It was Wakestock.
Wakestock did go to, not why not.
Did you actually go to Wakestock?
Yeah, Wakestock was good.
Is it because it's in Wakefield or is it because it's near water?
It's not near Wakefield, is it? In Wakefield, Huddersfield?
Wakefield isn't Huddersfield, no, because they're obviously two.
Yeah, but it's near it. I said
Yeah,
near it.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's by the water, Wakestock.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you. Is it that?
Yes. Key memories from Wakestock is getting into the town after maybe the Thursday or the Friday to look for some form of showers, finding the public swimming baths. Showering in the public swimming baths, but then going for a swim in our boxes, and all of us being see-through and getting kicked out by the lifeguard.
But why did you leave a festival based around water to go to a swimming bath? That seems perverse.
Yeah, because you need to wash yourself with clean water, not salty water. This is it. So we get to the swimming baths, right? We dive in the pool.
Where were you staying?
In a tent.
Right.
So you're going to leave the festival, come back. Have you been to a festival?
Yeah.
You've never, have you?
I have, yeah.
You've never stayed in a camp, have you?
Of course I have.
Which one?
I went to Leeds Festival, first of all. So
yeah, all right. Which year?
The year that it was Arctic Monkeys, Blink-182, and like the Hives and all them lot. And also I went to Sonosphere Festival.
Lovely.
Where it was a very sort of heavy rock festival. Metallica. It was Iron Maiden, which were great. But the best of the weekend, which we're not really talking about, we're talking about festivals now, was the first night. All these like rockers were there. And I'm not really like that, but I like rock music, where they've got like the leather vest with all the badges that they've sewn on and all that. And they just were desperate for Metallica and Iron Maiden. But the first night was Prodigy. And everyone was like, why are they here? This and that. It was the best crowd of the weekend. Was it? Yeah, because when Iron Maiden's on and Metallica, because they all love it so much, people just sort of stand still and sing back to them.
Yeah.
Whereas Prodigy, it was the best like dancing, mosh pits, excitement. Probably the best gig I've ever seen was Prodigy at Sonosphere Festival.
Have I told you the story about when we hop in the pool, right? We've got our boxes on.
Yeah.
And then we go home to the tents because we've got more boxes in there, so it means we have to go home commando. Yeah. Have I ever told you a story about what happened on the bus? So we're all on this bus heading back from the town centre into the actual festival, and we're just stood there minding our own business, and it's a little bit rowdy, this bus, because it's picking up some of the locals who are headed into the festival. Yeah. They've been boozing. Of course. And Andy is got his hand up on on like the barrier, making sure he doesn't fall over. And out of nowhere, this Welsh guy bags him. Yeah. Right.
When you say bags him,
kicks him, which is basically pulling his pants down.
Oh,
boof, like that.
We don't call it bags him.
Fucking cock and balls flying in the air.
What? Ripped them off.
He kind of ripped them off. Yeah.
His cock
and balls.
No, his cock and balls came off and just flew through the air.
He came sort of like windmilling about, sort of waving at everyone, collecting everyone's tickets. And it's sort of like...
Yeah, like, do you know when they put the like receipts over a spike?
Yes.
By the end, he had 7 or 8 receipts sort of down the shaft of his self.
Awful. Anyway, the look in the Welsh guy's face, he was so apologetic. He became instantly sober.
Instantly
He was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Anyway, right, I want to talk to you about first jobs.
All right.
Have you ever fucked up on a first job?
I thought you were going to say, have you ever had a first job?
No. And the last. Don't know what I mean. I read this before and I thought, this may be one of the best things I have ever read.
Brilliant.
And I hope I haven't picked it up
and
too
you've
much.
Read a lot.
Yeah, like the Twits.
Yeah, a Twix.
I've read the packet of the Twix. I used to read the back of shower gel when I was on the toilet. Before TikTok.
Yeah.
So Sloppers, our sponsor is Wingfest 2023. I'm going to be at every single one of the remaining ones. The Sloppers, Ethan and Joe, will be at the Manchester one. But we need you and as many of the Slopper Army to come down to the 3. There is 4 remaining ones, but one of them is sold out completely. London is completely sold out at the end of July. There is 3 remaining ones that we need to see, as many as the Slopper Army down there. Manchester is the hometown one. Come on. It is August the 12th, which is a Saturday, and August the 13th, which is a Sunday, obviously. That is when me, Ethan and Joe will be tearing up the Wingfest scene. So make sure you grab your tickets for it. It is a brilliant occasion. The biggest food festivals, or one of the biggest food festivals in the world. Chicken wings, chicken wings, chicken wings. If you're not in Manchester, there is a Birmingham one at the Bond in Digbeth. That is Friday the 25th of August, all bank holiday weekend, so the 26th and the 27th. Then finishing off in one of my favourite locations, it is Bristol from Friday the 8th of September to the 9th to the 10th. Tickets can be found at wingfest.co.uk/tickets. Come and eat some food with us. Come and drink some beer. Come and dance to some tunes. Come and be sloppy at Wingfest. Can I say sloppy at Wingfest, yeah? We're going to go with it. Buffalo sauce everywhere. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Saw this from Richard Stott. I couldn't believe it. He said, I saw a thing where people were sharing embarrassing work stories.
Oh, yeah.
And a girl said that when she first got her waitressing job, someone ordered champagne. And she thought it was just standard to shake it before opening, as she's only watched people opening champagne on the F1. And I couldn't believe that. Could you imagine being there and she's fucking, who ordered the champagne? Shaking it over, boom, on the fucking... Some fucking couple on an anniversary just fucking drenched.
Yeah, it's Nana's
She's only
90th.
seen Hamilton with
Nana's
the fucking...
90th. We're taking her out.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Should we get a little bottle to
Just
share?
get, well, you know what? We probably
60
shouldn't.
quid,
We're going to the theatre after this, so we don't want to be too. You know what? Let's just do it.
Yeah, excuse me, love. Just want to. Yeah, we're treating ourselves.
Just
She goes,
fuck.
yeah, fucking waiting all night for this. Come on then, you fucker.
Do you know those ones as well where people are obsessed with opening a bottle of champagne with a sword?
Oh, yeah,
You see
yeah,
that,
yeah.
that's dunk, and then it just the thing just flies off. Imagine as well the corks going everywhere.
Oh,
that's
I love it.
putting Nan's cataract back in that she's just had removed.
Awful.
Unbelievable.
Job
that.
fuck ups. Have you got any?
Well, I told you, didn't I? My first ever job was I worked at my mum's coffee shop, and she made me interview for the role.
Now you've never told me
I'm
that.
sure I've told you this.
I've never heard that Ethan of you.
Oh, I've not heard that one. I know he's been at many a coffee shop in his
So
time.
she made me interview. So my mum opened a coffee shop, and I said, "Oh, can I? You know, what's the situation?" I felt like nervous asking even because it was clearly like, and she's like, "Well, yeah, you can interview." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Get your CV together. I'll interview you, and if you're worthy of getting the role, then you can get it." So the funny thing is, because she was my mum, let's not forget, she was my boss, but she was also my mum. She helped me write the CV. Because I was like, "Mum, can I have some help with the CV?" And she like snapped into mum mode. I was like, "Yeah, of course." So she helped me write the CV. She's like, "What they're going to be looking for?" I was like, "Mum, you know this is you." And she was like, "Don't worry about it." So then I was at the coffee shop, and she went, "Come upstairs." And she was sat at the table, glass of water on the table, take a seat. Full interview process, like. Well,
How old are you? Like 14?
17.
17?
Yeah,
Crikey.
16, yeah, whatever.
Did you get the role?
I just about got the role.
Really,
But
congratulations.
I used to get sacked every week.
From the coffee shop?
Yeah, but then I would get a job back again.
Why? What did you do?
I choose to not really listen to instructions very
Did
well.
you fuck about a bit?
So I didn't fuck about, but I was more sort of, I thought I knew what I was doing. Even though I was 17, I'd never had a job anywhere before.
Yeah.
So Mum would be like, "Okay, right." We used to make all our own stuff, make cakes, make tarts, pies, coleslaw, everything. Like,
Coleslaw and pies?
But no, like, do you know some places you go into a cafe and we didn't make our own bread, but other than that, we made everything. So I'd be making it, I'd be like, "I know, I'm doing a bit of this." It would turn out shit. Really? And she'd be like, "Why did you ignore me?" And I was like, "I just thought," and then
You
I
went
just
a
run
bit
off
of
for a bit.
vavavoom on the coleslaw.
I thought I'll put a bit of extra vinegar in. People's eyeballs are bleeding. And people get weirdly protective over cafe food, don't they? If something changes, if someone puts an extra pinch of pepper in, Maureen's gonna notice, and she will kick off, and she won't come back. So I used to get sacked every week, but then I taught my way back into it, usually on the drive home. So it was lucky she was my mum, because otherwise I wouldn't have had that chance.
I got in trouble once at the cafe I used to work at because I used to be in charge of the coffee machine for an hour by myself before the boss came in about 11. Wow. So I used to fucking ransack the coffee machine.
How many have you?
Just loads. I was off me tits of coffee.
Yeah.
One day came in early, but I've got an Americano on the go already.
Wait, were you not allowed them?
No, I wasn't allowed as many as I was having. I had to ask as well.
Yeah.
So I made this beautiful coffee.
Wow.
Oh, who's that for? Him. And I just had to walk over to a table.
I give him a
And
half
I
drink
went,
Americano.
"That's for you, sir." I just looked at him and went,
Halfway drank.
And
There's
I
a
went,
lip mark around the bottom.
No, it was a lovely new one. And fresh one. And don't say anything. And I put it down and walked
Keep
away.
it to yourself, see? You just became some old New York mobster.
Exactly.
Wow.
Even what was your first job?
I was just saying on that. That just reminded me of when my grandma used to get us presents for Christmas and stuff, and
Just made an interview for the gift.
she used to.
Why do you want
give
the
us-
action man?
She used
So,
to.
what does Scalex mean to you as a brand?
She used to like when get my mum like a tray of chocolates or whatever. There'd be like a couple of trays. My gran used to eat one of the full trays, and I'd put it back in the box and give it back.
So she'd buy the double-layered box of chocolates,
That's
eat
right.
one of the layers, and just give that as a gift.
Yeah, she did it every year. But she wouldn't like admit it. But you could.
But when you open it and it's like half empty.
Yeah.
And she did. It wasn't like a joke that was her little thing that she does. It was never discussed.
Well, I don't know if it's discussed with her, but we always spotted it. Like, yeah, she
did that with the celebrations. Just ate all the Maltesers before handing it over.
I love that. I respect that. I might start doing that.
What was the question? Sorry.
What was your first ever job?
Oh well, I'll have to cast my mind back there. My first job, I
23,
think,
by the way.
It would have either been.
He was hardly a fucking chimney sweep, was he?
It was
my job to tame the velociraptors. You're acting like your first job was 300 million years ago.
Well, I remember one time.
Your first job happened after Blockbuster closed down.
One time. What was your first job?
So it was either.
No. There is no either, is there?
What
is there?
First job.
You understand the word first.
My timelines are a bit confused.
Yeah.
It was either being...
Right. There can be no either, and it's really upsetting me and Joe at the minute.
I was either... I'm afraid it is, because I can't recall.
We just got to admit, Joe, either is the best we're going to get.
Crazy.
I've never known anyone not know the first job before. And he literally, this was 5 years ago. He's 23 years old. He hasn't... It's like he's a war veteran, and we're talking about the 30s here, and he's got Alzheimer's. It was 5 years ago, but carry on. Yeah, go on.
I was one of a referee, a steward, or a pot washer. That was
a referee, a steward, and a pot washer walk into a bar, walk into Ethan's mind. You can't remember which one came in first, but all we know now is they're here.
You're steward at like St James's Park?
No. I used to do things like the gate said 10k or the Madness concert, which as well take you to quickly now. I remember being outside. I don't know if I've ever told this story before. Have I told it before?
Lovely turn of phrase, that, Ethan, by the way. I really liked the way you said that.
Thank you. I was outside the Madness concert, and it was a bloody freezing night. I had no coat, and one man just stood next to us, and he didn't leave me alone. He talked at me for 3 hours, which was a bit intense. Basically, he told me 2 stories. How now he's broke because he won a load of money guessing who would win the elections and the 2010 World Cup, and then he lost 60 grand betting that Remain would win on the Remain or Leave Brexit vote, and now he was skint and he only had his bike, which is what he was riding around. And he also went to Australia, and when he was in Australia, he was not hijacking. What's the phrase?
He was hijacking.
No, what do you call it?
Hitchhiking.
No, when you get lift hitchhiking. Sorry.
Go-karting.
He was hitchhiking.
Yeah.
And he was and then he realised that the man when he got in the car, the man picked him up, and the man kept insisting, "You went this way," but he insisted, "No, you let me out, and he let him out. Turned out that guy was one of Australia's biggest serial killers and picking up hitchhikers.
Wow! Do you think that? Do you believe him? Do you believe all those stories?
Well, it was very specific, so I can't really give a reason not to. But like, I know it's very fascinating stories, but he talked at me for so long. Yeah. I had to pretend I was ill.
What?
I had to pretend.
No.
Not cancer again.
What do you? So wait.
No, again.
What do you mean? He talked to me for so long. I had to pretend I was ill. What's that?
I pretended. Well, I was really cold, you see. I was really properly cold. So I almost pretended that I froze.
So he was talking to you and you shut up.
And
mate? You have to explain. You got so bored.
Froze.
You pretend that you froze.
So I pretended that I was slowing down, and I wasn't.
Fuck me. His head must have. I tell you what. He's got all these fascinating stories. You're probably one of them now. Why I was at this gig in Madness. spoke to a gentleman. By the end of it, he just didn't move.
Young lad he was. Couldn't remember if it was first or his second job, but it was certainly one of the early ones. And the fucker just froze in front of us. You just pretend. So what? Like, do you know, on like a film, it's like.
Well, it was almost like I just slowed down and pretended that my brain wasn't functioning when I was all slowing down, and then I just.
Hold on, what head movement are you doing there?
I'm
bobbing him off.
Not quite here. And then my ability for conversation dissipated. Obviously, this is all an act. And then I obviously I was no longer good company anymore, and I needed to go sit on the rock. So he left.
Was there?
Oh no, sorry, Drew.
So was it WWE or was it Madness?
It was just simply a rock outside of the Madness concert. Just like
So he went to go and sit on that. You did.
Because I froze.
Because you frozen, so you went over there.
So I had to stop and I just stayed there.
Like the Little Mermaid in Copenhagen.
Exactly.
And if you go to that event centre, you can still see the little frozen Geordie boy on that rock to this very day. And if you rub his nose, it's good luck, isn't it, Ethan? He's still there now, isn't he?
Oh, some say.
Some say if the nights are cold enough, you can still hear him to this day. Slowly go. That is absolutely insane.
Oh yes. Well,
go on, one more.
Oh no, I was just saying. So that was stewarding. So yes, that was one of my early jobs.
So let's go to the 9 out of 10 club. Now we've had a bit of a hiatus, but we are now back, and with the penultimate episode of the Greater Manchester Spicy Chicken Burger War that has been waged on the streets of this great city over the last, 18 months, 2 years?
And it's continuing. I drove past Miami Crispy yesterday, which will be the final episode of the war. And that was so busy. I think it was 9:30 at night 2 days ago. And that was a Monday. Unbelievable. We're entering the realm of the chicken burgers that have got their own bags. Do you know their own like? Wow. You know the big boys and they've got their own bags.
Yeah, they've gone to the producer and said we need our logo on it. Look at that.
Where have we
gone today?
To Florida Fried Chicken. It is near the eye hospital in Manchester.
Now there is a site for sore eyes though, isn't it?
There is a site.
And it's good as well because if you take a bite and then go like, oh, I've got the hot sauce in my eyes, where do I go? Bang.
I've got to say, it is known for many as a bit of an OG. This place has been going for a long time. I was there about 4 o'clock today. It was busy.
AM?
It was busy. AM, yeah, they don't
really. First things first. This is like a fucking paving slab. This is heavy.
He's a weighty boy.
Ethan, what do you make of it initially before we even bite into it?
Oh well, yes, I've not opened her up, but yes, I agree with the way. Quite dense, I'm assuming.
Yes. Wow. Now, Food Review Club Matt.
Christ.
So you have a bite of this, and I'll tell you a little bit more of it. Food Review Club Matt told me and did a review, which you can see now on YouTube. That this is one of his favourites, and he thinks it's the spice that really elevates it. Do you want some more of that? Diving in here. Right. It's a bit more flat and compact, isn't it?
Oh, wow. And she hits.
Wow.
She fights back, doesn't she? They. Fucking hell. There's a little spice to that. Ethan, thoughts initially?
Oh, well, I was busy doing a bit of vision mixing there, so now I'm going to use my fingers to grab this sandwich.
Oh, that sounded weird.
And I'm going to use my mouth to bite the sandwich.
Oh. Fingers and mouth, yes please. Okay.
Right, I'm going to wrap mine up.
No, there's a punch to it, Ethan's insinuating there with a bit of sign language.
I enjoyed this. I feel it's... the chicken's nice, not too big, so not too... we had some big boys the other day. I think Shake Beast chicken was a bit too much. The spice is there. The bun, a little bit softer, but it's not losing its way. So it's still quite compact, and it feels like you could probably eat all of it without any of the bread coming loose. The spicy sauce is giving that bit of a kick, which I love. Mayo is nice and fresh. Lettuce have just sort of disappeared, hasn't it? Overall, I think it's a good player in the game.
The lettuce is basically sort of like, do you know when you see faded road markings down a busy road?
Yeah.
That's that, isn't it? Like
that's the lettuce.
It's there almost in essence rather than in actuality.
Yeah.
The lettuce is, there's not very much of it, and it's so finely shredded, and sort of heated by the chicken, it's become basically just oxygen, that lettuce. It is probably the spiciest of the burgers we've had so far.
Nice, yeah.
And personally, I'm a big fan of that.
The one thing it doesn't have,
Go on.
and now this might be to do with the fact that I picked it up half an hour ago, the chicken doesn't have that crunch that some of the, especially Rocco's, definitely Mr. Fry's, had. The chicken batter still had a bit of crunch. Now, 40 minutes later after that chicken was fried, we're eating it. So it could be the time that is given that minimum. But I'm trying to describe it as a bit of a footballer. It's a midfielder who is a bit chunky, will perform for you every single week in, week out. Will he get the plaudits?
Maybe not.
Maybe not, but you'll miss him when he's gone.
Casemiro at Real Madrid.
Yes.
You know what I mean? At the time, they thought, he's a small cog in a bigger machine. Actually, when he goes, we're out of the Champions League.
Yeah.
We haven't won the league.
Yeah.
He's tearing it up for Man United.
Yeah, he is indeed.
This is the Casemiro at Real Madrid of burgers.
Now, Ethan, what are you thinking?
Well, what I'm thinking is, I think the spice is probably the best spice I've had yet in the chicken.
Nice.
I like it being spicy.
Yeah.
It does pack a punch. I like that. I also like that it doesn't fall apart. That's a really big thing for me.
Yeah.
As you've heard on previous episodes, a consistent bite, not too messy. My hands are clean. I like that. That's a nice thing for someone like me.
You've got to take that into consideration because there's been burgers, Shake Bee, or it fell apart.
Oh.
It was chaos.
In more ways than one, really.
The bread was all over the spot. I was like, what is going on?
And I don't want to give it too much of a knock, Joe, but honestly, I think the not having that lettuce isn't fresh and it's hardly there at all. I don't really like that. I like having a bit of freshness to balance it, and I agree with the comment of the batter. It's not as crispy as you would want it to be. And maybe the chicken isn't quite as soft as other ones, as tender as other ones.
Wow.
But I must say the flavour of the chicken is the best for me.
That's a
but
really
the
good point.
texture, I'm balancing with that.
Joe, you've not said much.
I think overall I'm slightly disappointed.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because, excuse me, we've had some great burgers on here
Yeah.
in the last few weeks. And the only thing that this has that is better than any of the others, the only, if you're looking at the top trumps card, the only stat that beats another card is that spice level and style.
Yeah.
Which admittedly is a decent card, a decent trump to have.
Yeah.
But it's not, the bread's not the best. It's not the crispiest. The chicken's not the moistest.
No.
The lettuce is non-existent. It's a good burger, but I don't think it's up there with the two highest ranking at the minute are Mr. Fry's and Rocco's.
It's not.
It's a notch. It's a notch below those two, unfortunately.
No. But again, price point. I think it was like $4.50. With a meal, took it to $5.50.
But they're all cheap, aren't they? None of them are £12.
I'm gonna recommend this one lands in about an 8, 7.5, 8.
Yeah.
But it's not. But it's a legendary burger shop. It's legendary.
Maybe we need to go there, but all I can review is the thing I've eaten.
Wow.
If I'm sat in the shop, and here's the other thing, it is worth mentioning, they don't deliver. So
No.
they aren't making promises about travelability.
Yeah.
Which
I had
is
to
fair
turn
enough.
up and eat it, and a lot of people are eating it in the car parks outside and stuff like that.
I do respect that. However, again, I can't review something that doesn't exist. So I'm going to give it it's still a nice burger, let's be honest, a 7.9.
Hassan Ali sticks this one at number 2 for him. Florida fried chicken in at number 2.
Interesting. Well, what are you ranking it then?
It's a tricky one.
Spice level's great.
I'm emotional.
We do really have important topics of debate here, emotional topics, don't we? It's really, it is quite gripping, isn't it?
It's like news night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Question time.
Imagine if Newsnight just had a burger bit. That'd be class. I'm gonna say it is landing in. It's better than Ohio's.
Yeah.
It's better for me. That's it. It's only better than Ohio's.
That's
I think it's fourth in the list so far.
Yeah.
For me, it goes Ohio's,
Yeah.
Florida, Shake Bee,
Yeah.
Mr. Fry's, then Rocco.
Okay.
And I think the last one,
Yeah.
Miami
Miami
Crispy,
Crispy.
might blow them all out the water.
We'll see. Ethan, what's your rating? Can you write these down, please? Because I don't have my phone
Well-
at this time.
I'm not like you in the sense of memory of remembering where all the different burgers are from. They kind of all come into a bit of a blur for me. But I remember what ones I did. I remember Mr. Fry's. That was my favourite because it
Yeah.
was most compact. This was the best chicken, like I said, for heat. I can't remember the other ratings. I don't think it's the worst one I've had. That's for sure.
No.
And forgive me because I might be ranking this a little bit lower than the wrong one I have ranked rock bottom. But I felt when I was having it, a 7.5 seemed fair.
Nice.
So I'm going to stick with that.
7.5. So I've given it a 7.9.
Yeah.
Ethan and Joe both given it a 7.5.
Wow.
That's a shocker, that.
Yeah.
Because this has been touted as one of the greats, one of the OGs, like you said. And I can see why people have copied. And I'm not saying it's not original, but I think we have now improved on the original.
We're going to leave
Unfortunately.
people on a cliffhanger, a burger hanger, a hanging kebab.
Yes, please.
Because we have a little break to America. Doesn't mean the podcast will be here for you, but there'll be a little break. Then it's the final one. It's Miami Crispy.
Oh my
It's
God.
the big boy.
This is the one that people have been talking about for years.
This is the final boss.
Yeah.
At the end of like Mario Brothers, this is the browser.
Pardon?
Oh no, Bowser, Drew. Bowser.
Oh,
Yeah.
like incognito browser.
Yeah, that's the final
This
boss.
is it.
That man with the hat on and the glasses, and you think,
Can
what's
you
behind
beat him
You can't trust him because he's
in a
got those glasses
one
on, and behind him
one?
is pornography,
It is.
isn't it?
Really
If we're
is.
honest.
So that's what we're going for.
Yeah.
It's
So
gonna
it's
be very exciting.
Super Mario versus Browser. Okay, remember that. Joe McGrath said it first, and we'll get to that after we come back from America.
Yes.
But I mean, one hell of an evening. I
One
think
hell
it's
of an
time to
evening
move on
indeed.
to Joe versus Joe, don't you? Because you've got some splaining to do. And say splaining, I mean winning. 5-1 to me. And I am loving every second of it. There have been some suggestions that I should throw the next 2 or 3 games to make it exciting.
Who suggested that?
My family, friends and family.
Who? Call them and speak to them.
No. But I'm more of the sort of Australian Test cricket team way of doing things.
Cheats.
I will just
Dirty cheats.
I will just beat you 5-0 if I can.
Well, it's currently 2-1 in the
Yeah, but
boring Ashes. Oh, God.
He's really keeping on it, how boring,
Boring.
it is. Ethan James.
You can't escape it. So boring.
Hello, everyone. Well, what I was doing in that brief period was panicking, scampering my phone for a Joe versus Joe. I wasn't very prepared for
We have
today.
spoken about this, haven't we, in the past?
But I'm a very busy man.
He's a busy man.
He is busy, to
He's
be
got
fair.
shit to do.
Yeah, do you remember that Saturday when he had to force himself to drive to a pub and speak to people he'd never met before?
But he's just not
Busy.
constantly doing Joe versus Joe stuff. Yesterday he edited 2 podcasts. One was by mistake.
I tell you what, that was incredibly impressive, and we should give him the props for that.
You need to also start replying to decision makings. We had a decision
I didn't
to make.
see it
we had
until
No, you did. Yeah, we had a decision to make yesterday.
Yeah.
You were nowhere to be seen.
Well, exactly.
If there was a war in the front line,
Yeah.
I think you'd just scamper off.
What, if I'm in the front lines already?
Yeah. If us 3 are going to war, right, and there's a big move to be made, I think you.
Tell you what, do you know where you two, admittedly, yeah, you'd be in the trenches.
You'd stick
be
me
on
out
the front
front.
lines.
Sound like a sniper's dream.
Yeah, exactly. We'd pop you in a wheelbarrow with some remote control wheels on it, and we'd just drive you into the middle of no man's land like that, covered in barbed wire.
Really?
Just like that. And then you just hear fire for the enemy. Just
Say what?
fire. They're just absolutely peppering you. You just look like a bowl
What,
of
season me up?
You just look like a bowl of chili by the end of it. Just
Wow.
torn to shreds. And in the meantime, we've got our little ferret, Ethan James.
Oh, yeah. You're
He's
like-
tunneling underneath.
Don't
and
listen to him,
He
Ethan.
comes. Is Ethan? Ethan's the hero.
In a war-making
No.
decision, he's shitting himself.
He
and
comes up
running.
behind. He comes up behind. He's in a little tube. Do you know like those things that the cashiers at Tesco have where they put the money in and it goes floom, and it goes up
What,
and no one
in
knows
the
where it
50s?
goes. No, nowadays.
When have you
We
seen
put
a
Ethan
tube
in a
like
little
that?
floom,
You need to update your references,
And we
sir.
fire him into the ground and he goes
When was
underneath
the last
the
time
enemy.
you went to a shoot? Here's a general question.
You're just a wheelbarrow full of chili, shot to fuck, and I am controlling a drone from the warmth of the command center.
The command
I've got one of
centre.
those big tables full of like little, basically losers like you who are out on the front line,
Not a
and I'm
loser.
sliding around
Not
with
a
with a
loser.
little broomstick, telling everyone where they're going to go, and I've got a general's hat
No.
on, and I win the
No.
war,
You're
and
not-
I become
you're-
prime
you-
minister,
you've not got the balls
and then
to
I
make that
become de facto
decision.
king.
You're like, oh,
when
God,
all the royal family is wiped out.
You'd be like, oh my god, I just got to text Lizzie to see what I do next. Oh god. Right, Joe versus Joe. Let's have it. I'm getting 5-2 here. There's no question.
I hope so.
Because if it's 6-1...
Well, if it's 6-1, I'm going to text Lizzie and find out what to say to you, but I'm sure it'll be very, very cutting.
Come on, Nathan.
I've got an email here from Chris. Do you remember the name Chris?
How are you spelling Chris?
How are we spelling it? Yeah, K-Y... What?
No, this is Chris, just the normal spelling, Joe.
Nice.
Chris Atkins in particular. And
From the
Chris,
Atkins diet?
Chris brought me the chocolate questions. Do you remember?
Yes, that you slagged off.
You basically said,
his
I can't read
format
this
was
shit.
Yes, it was impossible to read. So Chris has wrote in and he says, "Hi Ethan and the Joes. I wanted to write a quick note to apologise for the chaos, which was last week's Joe versus Joe, or whenever it was, and whenever the questions have came up. Exactly, yes. I foolishly assumed there was a laptop for Ethan." I do use a big PC, but let's forget about that. I'm not signed in.
PC gone mad?
PC gone mad. To read the questions on, so I hadn't considered the formatting may be an issue. So even though there were 6 questions, including the tie-break included, I can see why Ethan stopped at question 4. So sorry, Chris, for me not opening it up on the PC.
All right, so I could have pulled it back,
You could have won that.
Awful, Ethan. You've really been on one side of this, Joe versus Joe. It's because if I lose, you want me to want you off.
It's because if I lose though, I do this on the big war board that I'm in control of. Remember, this is Ethan. This is the front line over there, and I just do this straight over the top.
Oh my God,
dead instantly. He becomes the
Instant
chili in a
death.
bucket like you.
There's also some big news here from Chris, which might tantalise you.
He's moving away.
Oh no! He's staying where he is from the information I've got here. But he says, I also blame myself for not providing a clear enough answer on the Turkish delight question. As pointed out in the comments, it was specifically Fry's Turkish delight. With that tagline, so Turkish rose was never close to being the correct answer.
See you later.
So you were completely wrong, McGrath. You shouldn't have been.
Yeah, but he was wrong as well.
No, because I said Turkish delight.
Yeah, but he said it was Fry's Turkish delight.
Yeah.
He says
so you were wrong. So we're
Too
both
late.
wrong.
No,
You're winning on some sort of mad cheating system here.
You're genuinely one of the worst losers I've ever.
As long as he's happy with that, I'm fine with it.
When you have to spend 24 hours getting bossed around in some sort of Stanford prison experiment by Ethan, I'm going to be very happy with it.
24 hours. It's a 9 to 5.
It's 24 hours.
Ethan, carry 9 to 5.
You have to clean up his whoopsie in the night.
Song. I'm not staying with him.
Of course you are.
I'm not going to lose anyway.
Exactly. So I will then.
back to me.
When I fucking lose, innit?
Is it really? Yeah.
Might be. Ethan James.
12 hours.
So obviously you've heard the comparisons to Joe being like Jesus. You've heard that one before?
Oh,
yep, he looks a bit like that.
Yeah.
Well, on this occasion, I'm going to be the one who is the saviour, all forgiving, as I'm going to give Chris another chance.
Oh, nice,
Wow,
that's very nice.
You're so nice for letting people provide free content to the show.
Yes. So here we go. Chris has provided a round on food and drink, McGrath.
Oh, so this is right up Joe's street then.
You always say that, but it's not, is it?
Sorry,
We've had McDonald's and you knew all the fucking sweet names of these.
What has your job been for the last 5 years?
I'm sorry. When we did the United one, I wasn't crying. All you do is talk about United.
You are an official munch master. And that's what it says on your LinkedIn. You're a munch master.
Fucking devil master.
So anyway, let's see if Joe can pull back with these rounds dedicated to his needs.
Come on, Ethan.
Question one.
Nice. I'm finding the inner muncher. No, inside me.
Question one. What is the most expensive spice in the world by weight?
Class. One of the most expensive foods in the world.
I think it's one of the most expensive ingredients in the world.
Was that a correction on what I said, or were you agreeing
What
with
did
me?
you say?
One of the most expensive foods in the world.
No, because I think it's generally, I think it beats metals.
But that's,
5
why did you
seconds,
say
5
ingredient
seconds.
then? As though that would incorporate metal.
That-
You're shaving
I
a
meant
bit of
material.
fucking
I said-
lead
no, I
on
said
your... To be fair,
materials.
the idea that you said ingredient.
Did I? I said materials, did I?
Alarm, alarm.
Alarm, alarm.
Thank you, Ethan. This guy has lost it.
So, what is your answers, please? I
I
have
put saffron.
Yeah, saffron.
very well done, both
Come
of you.
on.
It is saffron.
Right,
so
let's
it's
have
1-1. Good
this.
start for you, McGrath, on your special round.
We special round.
Question 2. What are 2 of the 3 ingredients in a traditional Vespa martini?
Can you spell the word Vespa?
Vespa, yes I can. It is Vesper.
VES.
Alarm, alarm.
Alarm, alarm.
I would like your answers, please. Smith looks in a trance there.
Go for it, Smith. Alarm, alarm.
Alarm,
Well,
alarm.
you go first.
No, I went first last time since saffron.
I've gone with gin, and I've gone with prosecco.
Thank you. And McGrath?
What have you written? Turn your laptop round.
No,
You can't be thinking now.
I don't really
Let me
like
see what
drink.
it says,
I don't
let's see
really
what it
drink martinis, so I
Turn it
put
around.
vodka and lemon peel.
Have you actually?
Yeah. And I was gonna write an olive.
Vodka and lemon
I
peel.
thought a martini was vodka.
You needed 2 answers for this one to score a point, and the correct answers would have been vodka, gin, and Quina Lille, which is often substituted with Lille Blanc or a dry.
That sounds.
Vermouth.
I'll tell you,
Is it vermouth?
There's a reason. There's a reason why I don't drink martinis, because it's just
It's all
fucking
vodka.
lethal.
All alcohol, isn't it? Yeah, we should have
Dirty
known that.
bastards.
So we were both right with this spirit.
Question 3.
Oh, my favourite.
Yes.
My favourite
What
questions.
Are
I
you
love
ordering
Christmas bread. Yes.
if you ask for a po' boy in Louisiana? P-O, and then boy, as in someone like me.
He's just a poor boy, nobody loves him.
Alarm, alarm.
Oh, God.
Joe, go first.
Mine's very generic. The answer: a poor boy in Louisiana. Is it some sort of like fish sandwich, like a fish sub?
Okay. I've gone shrimp sandwich.
These are both overdone it a little bit. It's just a sandwich.
Oh, okay, that's all.
So I'm afraid I can't score either of you.
No,
Hold on, it's so your fault.
No, you both specified we're going down the seafood route, and I don't have that here.
If he
I'm
said
afraid.
prawn sandwich, would you give me fish?
So is
Or would you have been
no,
tight?
I would have contested
No,
that.
I would have shit.
So
I would
is
have
so
shit on
is
this table.
it? Could you have like a sausage po' boy then?
Well,
I'm sure it's a poor boy as well, isn't it? No,
Yeah.
never mind.
Anyway,
You
it
could,
doesn't matter. Either we've got it both right, which we have,
Correct.
because often they're with shrimp, aren't they?
Yeah, or fish.
Yeah.
Which
So I
is
guess
shrimp.
it is just a
Shrimp.
sandwich.
Which is a shrimp.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's 1-0. It's 1-0. That's all that matters.
It's 1-1.
You ain't
it's
got any right.
1-1.
Got saffron.
Oh yeah, it's 1-1.
Question 4, please.
please.
Lagers are made
Yes.
with bottom fermenting yeast, and ales are made with top fermenting yeast. Is that true or false? I'll say it again. Lagers are made with bottom fermenting yeast, and ales are made with top fermenting yeast. Is that true or false?
Something of the Heineken Museum experience. I was pissed.
Yeah. You were fermenting your own yeast that day, weren't you?
Alarm, alarm.
Alarm! Alarm! Have we both got the same?
I've gone false.
I've gone false as well.
Fuck! Can't split us.
It's true.
Oh
dear.
I asked that question. Never mind. 5, go on.
Question
Oh,
5. What is
Oh yeah.
a parson's nose?
I don't have a clue. A parson's nose.
Do you know, viewers at home?
Oh, like this. This is nice.
Maybe.
Is it
engagement.
anything to do with former Mock the Week stalwart Andy Parsons? Because if it is, his nose sort of looked like a champagne cork. Maybe that could be it.
No comment. Alarm, alarm.
Alarm! Alarm!
I
Have
think
you
we might have
got
done
it?
the same thing again here, you know.
Have you got it?
What have you written?
I'm putting carrot.
I put carrot! I knew you would!
Is it a carrot?
I knew you
I
put carrot! I knew he did! Is it a carrot?
I think that's a snowman's nose.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
might be
thought! I think it's
carrot!
So the
I lost my
answer
pen.
is
Alarm! Alarm!
Alarm, alarm.
oh, alarm, alarm.
Found it.
Found it.
D-alarm. D-alarm.
The answer is a fatty extremity of the rump of a cooked fowl, and the fowl refers to any large domestic bird generally used for food, including but not limited to chickens, ducks, geese, and turkeys.
Oh,
Right, so we were close.
that fatty outcrop.
Right, here we go. It's the final one. It's
It
down
is.
to this. Is this the best comeback?
It is, it is. Question
Alarm! Alarm!
This is the decider.
It's a decider. Question 6. Tiebreaker.
Oh my god.
Could this seal the series for Smith? Just
No,
to
he's
No,
7.
this would put me 6-1 up. I need to be 7.
God, this would be curtains pretty much, McGrath.
It would be
Turn this
okay.
around.
5-2 sounds better than
5-2 sounds great.
This would be sad to watch.
yeah.
Depressing.
You could help me out in a way. Prolong the series.
Tiebreaker. In what year was the first commercially sliced bread sold? The nearest year wins.
Fucking hell. Alarm.
Alarm.
Wait, I don't know actually. No. It's false alarm.
No, alarm has been... You can't turn back the alarm. It
This
sounded...
is tricky.
Have you got a number?
Because all I know is the saying.
What?
I know it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
I was thinking that when there was the first time someone said that.
Yeah.
It's a good
I mean,
point,
the
that.
first day or two they said it was barely even a compliment, was it? Because they'd only just been slicing bread for a day. This is the best thing since yesterday.
You go first, because I said carrot last time.
Let me see, just make sure you know.
Yeah.
I've gone with 1950.
Oof, I've gone earlier, 21.
Well, 1950 and 1921, did you say?
Yeah.
You'll be excited to hear that one of you is just 7 years off.
Oh.
Could be 27. 28. Go on.
The answer is 1928. So McGrath steals in.
5-2
And it's
sounds
alive.
good, you know. I'm ready for this one. Right, we're looking for rounds about chicken wings, my McGrath family background, maybe Stockport where I grew up.
Yeah, ideally like food and drink or
Uniqlo.
McDonald's or whatever.
Oh, sorry.
You know.
Get in
Ketamine.
touch.
Ketamine, yeah.
Yes, if anyone could send some in as well, we'll do it whilst we do the quiz.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't think that's allowed. Maybe take that bit out. I don't know. Send some in if you want. Anyway.
Doubling down.
Don't double down on that. Patreon.com/SloppyJoesPodcast. We're probably in America right now. In fact, yeah, we are. And we're loving life.
And we're kissing.
We're nude in Central
We could
Park.
be like dead in a plane crash as well. That could be possible. And this could
Put
be
it out anyway.
creepily scheduled and
Yeah.
would have no idea. And then I'm saying this. And then this is getting clipped up for being even weirder.
That is going to be weird. Should we do a little bit like sort of acting as though we'd predicting our own death like The Simpsons?
Wait. No.
So we need to think of our most likely deaths. Okay, so
Here we go. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Weirdly-
This should be funny. Yeah, I get mistaken for a bit of cattle or something on a farmland whilst walking buck. I get tasered and shot, then like sheared for fucking meat. This is it. It's all good fun and games, isn't it?
But you
it's
become-
all fun and games, Ethan.
You'd become the thing you love as a burger, wouldn't you? That would be quite romantic.
If you want to smash burger me, I'll take it.
and that is
take
all
it.
from us today. Hit the subscribe button and also join the Patreon, patreon.com/SloppyJoesPodcast. Extra content, extra stuff while we're in America, which we are now, unless Joe's been turned into a burger or a kebab or whatever he just said. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Leave Ethan.
Oh, yep. See you later. We're enjoying the States.
State your face.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.